The Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
A very good evening to all of you. The Love Talk Show is on air. My name is Peter, and the Love Talk Show today is bringing another topic, talking about compatibility. Andrea, good evening.
Hello, Peter. Hello, everyone. Always a pleasure to be here with you and discuss about intelligent love. Yes, because it makes all the difference. Love that discerns what is correct from what is wrong. Never mind about what your heart sometimes say, because what is more important is what is right. So today we are going to discuss about compatibility, and we are going to open up to this subject and understand what compatibility really means and the importance it has for our relationships and the way that we deal with them.
And after 28 years, Andrea, are we compatible?
We are more than compatible, but we are going to give...
But how was it? Was it like this always?
We are going to give a few details, Peter, because we are incompatible in a few subjects, but are these important? Are these deal breakers? Where they were not, because until today we are together. That's what we are going to discuss here about. So stay tuned. It will be very interesting. We will be giving a lot of personal examples, and for sure you will understand much better what real compatibility means.
So is compatibility something you discover or something that you build? What do you think? What are your thoughts? Well, let's listening to this report, and then we are coming back talking more about this topic.
Today, we're putting compatibility under the microscope. In the early days of a relationship, we often look at those fun, surface-level signs that we match. The same taste of music, a shared love for a particular kind of food, or a mutual favorite movie genre. We get a little thrill from the perfect alignment of likes and dislikes. But is that kind of compatibility something you discover, something you build, or a distraction from what really matters? Imagine a couple that spends their 6 months in a blissful bubble of perfect synergy. They love the same country music, they both hate cilantro, and their weekend plans always align perfectly. But 5 years down the line, a real crisis hits. One partner wants children and the other doesn't. One has a different view of how to handle finances, and they struggle to manage a shared budget. The music, food, and movie preferences suddenly feel utterly insignificant. The relationship, built on a shallow foundation, begins to crumble. This illustrates a critical point. While surface levels compatibility is fun, deep-seated compatibility around core values is essential for a lasting partnership. In the realm of celebrity relationships, we've seen this play out many times. What makes a perfect match in the public eye is often a different story behind closed doors. We've seen numerous high-profile couples break up citing irreconcilable differences or growing apart. Phrases that often mask a fundamental incompatibility over deeper values, even when they initially shared interests. These couples usually have a whirlwind romance driven by a shared lifestyle or passion, only to find they have different ideas about family, money, or the future when the initial excitement fades. The statistics on compatibility speak volumes. According to a 2022 article from Psychology Today, a significant number of relationships fail due to a lack of alignment on core values, not because they prefer different fruits. While cohabiting relationships fail at a slightly higher rate than marriages, couples who survive often hang on for questionable reasons of family, social, or religious pressures, or from fear of economic or emotional loss. This suggests that many incompatible couples stay together for the wrong reasons, rather than addressing the core issues. A 2024 Reddit poll asked people if they would prioritize compatibility or hard work. The responses highlighted a balance. Many users noticed that while some things like musical taste can be flexible, fundamental issues around commitment, fidelity, communication, and money are deal breakers. As one user put it, you need to find someone who truly wants to go through it with you as your teammate. So, is compatibility something you build or discover? What do you do when both are opposites to each other? How to deal with differences that you will face along the way? Ultimately, love is a journey, not a destination. And a true compatibility isn't about perfectly matching quirks, but about being able to work through the imperfect moments together. And today, you will learn how to do that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more Love Talk.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And I think it's very important for us to talk about this because there are researches about compatibility, Andrea, to know if couples are getting along or not, if this compatibility has been a problem for couples, for people, young people, old people, married people, singles, doesn't matter. Where the statistics are there, and today, Andre, we really want to know if compatibility is something that we are building along together when we get married, when we start a life together and we have a commitment. If compatibility is something that we start with because we have something in common, because we like of the same thing, as the report was saying, we have common things that we like, we faced. We heard once a couple saying, a man saying, we found each other compatible because both of you had 3 siblings, correct? 3 siblings. Well, there are many reasons for us to think about compatibility. And in your opinion, what do you think? It's something that we can build when we start a life together, or it's something that has to come already before the marriage, before the couple starts a life together as, how can I say, by default, if I can say it. The compatibility has to be there because without it, a couple is not progressing.
I was even thinking about that. Compatibility is not inherited. For example, it's very interesting because when I was born, and then my parents, they educated me, they brought me up, so I've learned to like the same things because they were giving me, they were feeding me, they were introducing me to everything that I was getting to know. Once I got married, I started being introduced to different likings because my husband is different from me. We can say in terms of likes and dislikes, food, interests, I'm not saying now completely different because that's what we are going to talk about. We learn how to adjust. But there are a few things that I still don't like and he likes. For example, growing up, I didn't like olives. I got married, my husband likes very much, but I still don't like, and that was not a deal breaker at all. So the same way that I was brought up with And we are from the same culture because we come from the same country. But my father's introduced me to things. I've learned how to like those things, and I got used to those things. That was okay. And then I got married. I was introduced to new things. I started liking new things, and the same with my spouse. And then there were things that I didn't like, even though I was already married. But when I got introduced to new cultures, new people, new friends, I started enjoying and liking. And today I like so much different things that I was not introduced to before, but I got used to. And they are not deal breakers. But now, bringing these to relationships, because that's what we are discussing here today, there are deal breakers. And that's what we are going to discuss in depth.
Well, compatibility. When we talk about compatibility, we are talking about effort. We can talk about growth. We can talk about a person who is able to adapt, a person that is able for changing or changes that are happening around them. What else? We can talk about experiences that people had before and experiences that people are going to have in common as a couple, as one. So when we see two people saying that they are compatible to each other,
With each other.
or what did happen? How did happen this? How these people they were compatible with each other? Let's hear what people are saying about compatibility on the streets, and then we are coming back.
Straight from the people, straight to you. The word on the street.
In a relationship, which type of compatibility do you think is most important?
Emotional compatibility, like understanding each other's needs, being empathetic, knowing how to treat each other nicely. I think naturally click, but I think there's an element of learning to adapt to each other as well. Chemistry is really important.
When you're in a relationship, I always say it's difficult. It's a hard work of like two people. So if someone, for example, is a morning person and another person is not a morning person, then it definitely might cause some problems in the relationship. So I think that would be the main thing for me. Yeah. And yeah, definitely same goals as well. You know, if the couple is going into the same direction, got like same dreams, or I don't know, like they want to go to holidays the same place and things like this. I'm going back to the same interest because I think this is it is important. And I think I used to think when I was younger, I used to think that people they kind of but now after I'm older and I have some experience, I think is based on same interests. Like I'm into music, like my partner's into music as well, so yeah, this kind of things. And we like both like watching we both like home people like stay at home and like watch movies and things like this. So it's definitely because of the similarities. But when I was younger, I thought that you know, the opposite attract each other. But now I would say it's definitely more about the same interests and just doing the same thing. And I think that would make relationship work.
Values and communication, I think. Knowing how to communicate with someone without aggravating them, without triggering any past traumas is very healthy. And I think if you don't have values that are aligned, it might be fun in the beginning, but towards the end, there's no future that you can build a basis off of it. I think in the beginning, there's a natural click. I think humor and attraction is the first thing that you might notice in someone, or at least I notice in someone. And then the only way it becomes long-term is if you adapt and compromise and learn the ins and outs of a person. Again, just making sure that you compromise, you let go of your ego. And yeah, I think that's what makes a relationship consistent. I think similar interests are important. I think it's nice to have things that you can do together, but I think also having different interests and having your own life and having, for instance, if someone's a creative, I'm, for instance, more analytical, like you can learn about new things from that different person. So yeah, definitely shared values. I like to learn about each other. I think what I look for is emotional maturity, making sure that someone knows what they want and they get what they want. In terms of different interests, opposites, I don't really think it really matters. You learn about that person if you like it, if it clicks, if it works, if you adapt, then yeah, that works out fine.
I believe when you share similar interests with each other, otherwise you're not going to get on. Like imagine you want to do something and your wife or your partner wants to do something else, it's never going to work. So definitely what you're interested in goes far. I believe that they naturally click with each other. You're naturally drawn to somebody that you click with, that you get on with. And then over time, you learn to adapt with each other. Like I might have a little habit that somebody picks up on and they learn to deal with that habit and how I am as a person. So naturally click up first, definitely. To me, what matters more is similar interests over shared values, because if you've got similar interests, then you're always going to be clicking with that person, wanting to do stuff with that person. You ain't going to argue about doing something you're not interested in. So definitely similar interests.
I think compatibility is most important, mainly to do with religion is my first goal. I have to make sure we're both compatible with religion, and then dietary needs as well, both eating the same foods for compatibility, because it makes no sense me dating someone where we both eat different stuff and I've got to say, well, I don't eat that and you eat that. Compatibility goes way beyond just a basic question for me. It's religion, it's what you eat, it's what you wear, it's how you both get on, how you both bond, how you both see the world, how your intake is, your own understanding. I think they learn to get along because they like each other's company, or because they enjoy spending time with each other. Similar interests and shared values. You have to have the same similar interests and share the same values of those interests. Just to show that you get on, you've got reason to want to see them every day. Call, message, speak about your day, how you started, what you ate, what you're doing for lunch, going for a walk, reading a book, whatever.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And you could hear what people are sharing with us about what their thoughts are concerning to compatibility. And even here you could see and you could understand different mindsets, different opinions, different perspectives, some common opinions among them, but people saying and thinking in different ways. And when we are talking about compatibility, sometimes we see couples being extremely excited because they found out, both of them, they like dogs, for example, or they like the same football team, or they're fans of the same football team, or because they love the same movie, or because they had something in common. And yes, attraction, chemistry, it's important. Obviously, I would never be married here today with my wife if one day we did not have this kind of connection, if we did not see in each other something that we liked, that we could see, now this is the person that I am going to live with for the rest of my days. But obviously, as Andrea was saying, we all have different perspectives. We see things in different ways. We are coming from different families. We have different tempers. And this sometimes is what makes us to be attracted to each other. We are not the same. We do not have the same. We are not behaving sometimes in the same way. We do not have the same characteristics. But yes, there are things that we share and we are compatible to each other.
And the main things that we should be compatible about aren't deal breakers. For example, in terms of character, I was talking about upbringing, my family, the upbringing. My father always taught us that was not good to lie, always, since I was a little girl. to myself and my brother. And I was brought up like that. And once I started making my own decisions, I saw how important that is. And it's a value, it's a pillar, it's a very important value. So that would be a deal breaker. Imagine that Peter would have, he had a different upbringing. It was the same, because he was brought up by his mother, and she told exactly the same thing. She taught her the main values, and but imagine that wouldn't be the case, and he was used to lie, because he used to see his parents, his people around him doing that, and you would say, oh, it's just a white lie or a black lie or a green lie, whatever color you might give to a lie, it's always a lie. And if that would be part of his character, that for sure would become a deal breaker, because I would know, or I would have to acknowledge that one day when he really needed, or he was in trouble, or something happened, because it happens, challenges in real life, he would tell me a lie just to get rid of that. So that would be a deal breaker. If he thought that he could have, for example, other people, or be friends with people of the opposite sex, going out for coffees. And please don't get me wrong, it's not that the person cannot say good morning, hello, and be nice to people, but please, not too nice, because I wouldn't be able to trust him if he would bring up this matter in such a way. No, I can do this, I can do whatever. That would be a deal breaker. For example, not wanting to show me his cell phone, because when you get married, there's no private life. If we want to have a private life, please, let's not get married. Because if he doesn't want me to show the cell phone, what's wrong with that? What's the problem? What are you trying to hide? Wouldn't you think the same, my friend? So there are things that it's not a matter of compatibility, it's a matter of character, and they can become a real deal breaker, because they can cause arguments, and that will bring up a lot of problems in between us both.
So if you were in a relationship and you were dating someone, and things such as if you are going to have children, yes, if you are going to live here or there, what your purpose in life is, if all these things were spoken when first you were meeting this man or woman, it doesn't matter, and you've seen that your projects, your vision for future was aligned with this person, you could see that you had common goals. You could see your vision was pretty much the same, and you could see ahead that we are going to fight together. We are going to unite our strength, unite ourselves, and fight for a common goal. And along the way, you will face challenges. Difficult situations will come up on your ways. And because you still have the same common goals, because there's still that same compatibility, because you are still looking to the same side, no matter how many years were passing by, no matter the difficulties of life, together, obviously, you start working on it and you start being more compatible. So yes, it's something, the connection, the chemistry starts at the beginning of everything, but being compatible, it's something that you will be, working on it every single day. But obviously, they are the base, the foundation of everything from the beginning. You were compatible because you both decided not to have children, or you both decided to have 10 children. You both decided that you would work on something or do something. So there was compatibility in terms of goals, in terms of projects, in terms of achievements. So you knew that this person will be walking side by side with you, fighting for this goal, fighting for this dream. No matter what the problems were, or no matter how many difficulties were appearing on your way, together you will face one by one, and together you believed that you would be able to overcome them. And this is the kind of effort, this is the kind of change, this is the kind of shared experiences, this is the kind of communication and understanding that a couple can have, that gives them this compatibility. It's something that is being worked on. The report said something that caught my attention, Andrea, and it said that we should not forget that love is not a destiny, but it's a journey. It's something that we are living every single day and working on every single day. So yes, did we have connection? Yes. Did we have chemistry? Yes. Did we like each other? Yes. But this compatibility throughout these 28 years was being worked on every single day. And this brought us together. And this is what we believe. It's not something that there's no such thing as there's the perfect match and this person is 100% compatible with me. Because this person is a human being, is not a robot, is not a machine, is not something that you just push a button and you
program.
or you turn it off or you turn it on when you want. No, it's a human being, has feelings. This human being thinks. This human being has his or her own free will, choices, point of view, perspectives, dreams. So it's something that we are adjusting throughout our life and throughout our problems, difficult situations, our challenges, that brings us even more together and makes this compatibility to grow.
And it's very interesting because we're talking to this person and she might think, oh, yeah, but we do have differences. How do we sort them out? It's what Peter was saying. It's exactly that. We build this up. We give in. Not only one giving in, the other one also gives in. I will give you another example. My husband was brought up close to the beach. He really loved the beach. He was going to the beach every day while he was when he was a child with his brother. Imagine when we were introduced to each other, we starting to get to know each other, and we wanted to get married, and then everything followed very naturally. But imagine, we were about to get married and he told me, we are going to live in the beach, close to the beach, because I was not brought up. I didn't have that privilege. I was very happy, but I didn't have that privilege. So imagine that he wanted us to go and live close to the beach. And he would impose that. So that's not love. That's imposing, that's forcing. And then you want to change your partner and make your partner your image and likeness.
Forcing compatibility.
Forcing compatibility. No, of course. And there are other aspects in life, because if you live close to the beach, you will pay more. And you are just starting a life. Of course, it will be more expensive. You have the petrol, you have everything. You have the school. So you have a lot of things to consider. That's why we believe that love is built. It's not something inherited when you start to get to know the person. That's passion. That's the first, what attracts you. And we did have that. But love, my friend, requires giving in, and giving in not, I have to submit to that person's will. No, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure because we love each other. So we want to please each other. It's kind of a competition. No, baby, don't do that. I can do that for you. No, Andrea, you did it for me yesterday. I can do that for you today. Isn't that great? That's giving.
So I think there are things that you cannot ignore. You both need to be compatible when the subject is you have good character, the same morals, the same principles,
the same beliefs.
You have to be compatible in this for sure. You have to be compatible when you are a person of word. You fulfill, you honor your word. You are a person that do not lie. You live by the truth. This is the kind of compatibility you must have, for sure. Other things with life, if one knows how to drive, if one likes more of this song, if the other one, this is something that you are going to build up, and you are start having your common and experience, your own experiences that are building this compatibility. Well, let's listening this song, and then we are coming back with the segment Dear Love Talk Show.
The sparrow's not worried about tomorrow or the troubles to come. The lily's not thinking about the seasons, the drought or the flood. The tree that's planted by the water isn't fazed by the fire. So why should I be? 'Cause you take good care of me. You take good care of me. You know what I need before I even ask a thing. And you hold me in your hands with a kindness that never ends. I'm carried in your love no matter what the future brings. Yeah, you take good care of me. The sun's not worried about the winter, 'cause soon it will pass. The light's not thinking about the darkness or the shadow it casts. A heart that's planted in forgiveness doesn't dwell in the past. So why should I be? 'Cause you take good care of me. You take good care of me. You know what I need before I even ask a thing. And you hold me in your hands with a kindness that never ends. I'm carried in your love no matter what the future brings. Yeah, you take good care of me. I know there must be more, but I can't get past your kindness. I know there's got to be more, but I can't get past your goodness. I know there must be more, but I can't get past your kindness. I know there's got to be more, but I can't get past your goodness. You take good care of me. You take good care of me. You know what I need before I even ask a thing. You hold me in your hands with a kindness that never ends. I'm carried in your love no matter what the future brings. Oh, you take good care of me.
I grew up in a family of 5. I was the first child, and we have a good relationship. My parents, I've been married for a long time. So we went to a boarding house, myself and my sister, which means we were away from home. I knew something was missing inside of me, but I didn't know what it was. Then down the line, when we finished our secondary school, my parents sent us back to the UK. That is when the problems start again. The depression got worse. And at some point, I had to go to the doctor. And the doctor said he doesn't want to prescribe me with antidepressant. I was scared of going into my house because I know when I go there, the thoughts, the depression sinking really bad. Sometimes I would cry myself to sleep and I'm like, what is going on? I knew something was wrong. I didn't know how to seek help. I didn't know what to do. I tried a couple of relationships. Both of them ended up in betrayal. I was at that point of breakage, of upset, not knowing what to do. And I think at that point, was when I got invited to the UCKG. Somebody knocked on my door and provided me a leaflet with a little cassette, those old cassettes those days, and said, oh, just listen to it, see, we're just inviting you to attend. And that tape invited me to the therapy of love. That was what attracted me to the church. I'm thinking, yeah, that's it, finally, I've got it. And that's how I came to the church. I realized that my emptiness was due to the fact that I wasn't delivered. That's what I understood. So I sought for that deliverance. I went full force with it, did everything that the pastor teaches us to do, participate in the chain of prayer, especially Fridays, because I knew I needed a change in life. I needed a transformation. Soon after I went through the process of deliverance, I understood that I need to die to my old self. So I decided to get baptized, to die with my old self. So that's why I went forward, went to the pastor and said, Pastor, I really need to change. I want my old life to die. So I then went for baptism in the water. Not too long after that, everything, depression, everything went. I started feeling happy, but I knew inside of me that there was still something missing. There was the Spirit of God that was missing inside of me. So I decided, I made a decision that I have to, because it's no point coming here. I knew there was God here, but I want to know everything about God. Pastor preached to us that you have to decide on one thing. For me, my priority then was the Holy Spirit. So I went full force on the altar and participate to receive the Holy Spirit. It took me, I think, 3 months or so for me to receive the Holy Spirit, which afterwards, I was fulfilled inside of me because I knew I had the presence of God inside of me.
My friend Tola, now my wife, invited me to the UCKG because I was interested in her. And she said, okay, you have to come down to my church. I said, okay, I'll go, just to please her, because that's what she wanted. Then they were just preaching and said, oh, change your life. It's as if they're directing everything to me, everything I was doing. Smoking, womanizing, drinking. I go to a club just to fill my emptiness. And back then, I had the pressure of my family for me to get married. But I was attracting the wrong women into my life. So when she invited me, I pretended as if I was a normal person. I said, okay, I want to go out with you. She said, no, there's something wrong with your life, that you need to get right with God and confess everything that is. But I still pretend as if everything was okay. So I had the message. It was on a Friday. They said, we need to get delivered. I said, I must come on this Friday service. I came. After a couple of weeks to that the campaign of Israel came. Said, if you give all to God, you surrender all, everything, then God will take control of all the situation in my life. 3 weeks after, I noticed I wasn't smoking, no drinking. Then I said, okay, they said baptism. Then I did the baptism. I felt a whole lighter. I thought she saw the changes in me. She gave me the chance that, okay, let's go out. But she's still watching me for 2 years. I'm not used to that. 2 years, she's still watching my character to see if I really did change. Everything just went just like that. I feel good. I didn't miss the smoking. I didn't miss the nightclub. Everything just felt normal, as if the missing piece in my life came. When I got filled with the Holy Spirit, I wanted to do something for God. I wanted to give back. I started evangelizing. I started doing things in church. I was happy. Without no question about that. Everything about me changed. But before, I was a shy person. I wouldn't go speak to people. But there's this encouragement, this feel of courage just came to me. I just freely, I was just doing the things of God, because I know that the Holy Spirit was the one leading me to do all this, to give me the courage, the energy for me to do all these things.
Now today we're building our family. We build a family together. We've got 3 children.
Gabriel, Gideon, Grace.
The 3 of them are in the church. We're only present. 2 of them, the boys, are in VYG. The girl is in UTF. And, we're all in the presence of God. We all come to church together. We got a new house because we wanted a bigger place from where we are before. Today we can only thank God because it's only with God that all this is possible, because we surrendered our life, we gave our life to God on the altar. And that is why, when you give your life to God on the altar, everything falls into place. And that is one thing that I received, because I realized that when you give to God first, everything falls into place for us. One by one, we receive it. It wasn't easy, but we got there.
If you give your all to God, surrender all, everything comes into place, because the Holy Spirit takes control, take the lead, the direction for us to lead our life the way we're living it now. And now we're doing it to help others to see that when you surrender all to God, everything is made possible.
And today, we want to give back. We're giving back to people out there, to show them what it is to give your life to God, how it is, to win souls to God, to help people out there, to give to people what we have received. That's the joy that we have today.
Real stories, real dilemmas, real solutions. Only on the Dear Love Talk Show.
What can you do when the person you're interested in doesn't notice you?
So after Ade and told us real story, we had here the question of our listener that sent us to the Dear Love Talk Show segment. And if you would like to send us your question, you can use the email love@uckg.org. Whatever your question is related to love life, related to relationship, you can send, and we are going to reply here. And concerning to the question that was sent to us, what can you do when a person you are interested in doesn't notice you? And Andrea, it's simple to understand this. What we cannot do is trying to overreact and trying to be something that we are not. Because fakeness, if I can say it, can be visible, and people, they can understand when you are pretending or being something or someone that you are not. You can be a very good actor. I'm sorry if you are an actor, but I'm saying this in a sense of explaining my point of view. You can perform a role very well for a couple of minutes, but sooner or later the real you will come up. And later on, if the person feels like being deceived, the deception will be even bigger. But on the other hand, Andrea, we can understand that sometimes people think that everyone is looking at them and noticing what they are doing. There are things they can do in order to be, how can I say, visible, to be seen by the person who they are interested in.
You don't need to not be discreet in order for you to be noticed. We are talking about compatibility. For example, I will give an example because we said in the beginning we were going to give our own examples. And Peter is not a person that is very expressive. But when the time came that he wanted, so he was observing, he was observing me, I believe, right? Yes, because he came to talk to me. And when the right moment came and he thought to himself, well, this is the right moment. I can't be hiding myself. So he introduced himself to me. So much so that I was very surprised because I've never noticed, he was so discreet that I've never noticed that he was even interested in me. So when the right moment came, he made himself noticeable and he took the opportunity and he made a decision, and we are here today 20 years after. So the thing is, You need to be discreet. It's good to be discreet, but you need to make yourself noticeable. If that person is there, you are there. If that person has a friend and you know that same friend, you have a common friend, you are there also. And then things will just happen naturally.
Well, being seen not by the wrong reasons or with the wrong intentions,
yes.
but being visible or noticeable by who you really are, your talents, not hiding, because this usually is happening because people are hiding who they are. People are not showing what their talents are, what their values are, and somehow through a step of magic they want to be seen. And this is not up to others, this is up to you. You have to show yourself, but showing yourself being who you are, revealing a little bit of you. Sometimes you need to leave your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to understand that, but I'm used to be like this. But yes, the way that you are used to be like is not allowing yourself to show others how important you are, how valuable you are, how many talents you have, how capable you are to do certain things. And these things is what will stand and will remain until the end in a relationship. So if the person that you are interested in needs to see you and know you, this person needs to see these talents and these virtues that you have. Well, let's listen to this song, and then we are coming back talking about the love therapy.
Well, it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Whatever's in store for me, it's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't start shouting, knowing it's gonna be nice. Well, you never promised me that my days would be problem-free, but you did promise to always take care of me. Right now it seems that my troubles will never end. I know you promised to be my closest friend, and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Whatever you got in store for me, Lord. It's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, Lord, but that's when you shine. I can't start shouting, it's gonna be nice. Well, I gotta remind myself daily who lives inside of me. And when I stay close to you, close to me, you're gonna be no more crying about my situation. I know what I gotta do. I gotta pray, gotta trust, gotta believe. Depend on you. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice. Whatever you got for me, it's gonna be nice. It seems crazy right now, but I know you shine in the midst of it. Lord, I'm gonna shout right now. It's gonna be nice. Oh, so I don't have the right to give up. I don't have the right to give in. You're gonna bring me through, so I'm gonna put my trust in you. I don't have the right to give up. I don't have the right to give in. You've always brought me through, so I'm gonna put my trust in you. Sing it with me. It's gonna be nice. It's crazy right now, crazy right now, but I know it's gonna be nice. I can't see my way through this, but I know you're working in the midst of it. I can shout right now. It's crazy right now, Lord. That's when you shine. That's when you come through for me. Every time. It's gonna be nice.
This is the Love Talk Show on Liberty Radio.
And when we talk about Compatibility, as we were talking, we are talking about effort, we are talking about dedication, we are talking about, when a person put himself into something and really works for something to go well. And when this effort is real, bringing this to relationships, Andrea, we see that especially nowadays, people are expecting something magic out of relationships, and they are expecting something sparking for the rest of their lives, not having to do something or not to work on something in order to keep this spark happening always.
And it's very interesting because compatibility, we already know, we have been talking here almost for more than 40 minutes in regards to this. The pillars, the main things, yes, we need to be compatible on that, because if not, it will bring up a lot of discussions and problems to the relationship that can even jeopardize that relationship. But in terms of likings, dislikings, in terms of things that are basic things, that's not a problem, even because it's like the puzzle, the pieces of the puzzle. They match, and they will build up this beautiful and nice puzzle exactly because they are different. And Peter brought to myself things that I didn't have, a little bit more of discretion because I'm a little bit more loud, and I believe I gave him something good also. I believe, didn't I? So I was even thinking about this meme, it's very funny because it came to my mind. You know that meme that when the man is driving and the woman, we always have someone that is like that, the loud and the quiet one. And it comes to my mind, the man is driving and the woman is there next to him singing. I am that one that when we are driving, for me not to fall asleep, I sing, and I sing out loud. And I don't know how to sing, and Ricardo is by my side just looking at me like this. But what does he do? He stops and he buys snacks. So for him not to fall asleep, he buys snacks. So we share. Not a problem. If he doesn't sing along with me, he doesn't like to dance, if he didn't dance on my wedding day, not a problem. We are different, but we still match because we make it work. That's the thing. That's the beauty of a relationship. So my friend, sing along. And if he doesn't sing, not a problem. He will enjoy listening to you. Well, my husband doesn't say anything. He probably does. And I really enjoy his snacks, so that's okay.
So you understand that love and compatibility is something that we work on. Mm-hmm. And at the end, you've seen that in life, everything is like this. When you want something, you like something, you pay the price for this something, you work for this something.
You make a way.
You turn your life upside down to have this something, and you say thank you to yourself at the end because you said I was able to get to this. So this is the kind of effort that we believe that is worth of doing it when the subject is love life. That's why we have the love therapy this coming Thursday at 8 p.m. and you can join us 232 Seven Sisters Road, London N43 NX. We are 5 minutes away from the Finsbury Park train station, and you don't need to pay anything. Well, we are reaching the end of the Love Talk Show. Andrea, we are coming back tomorrow 10 p.m.
We are coming back tomorrow. It was a pleasure being here with you. And don't forget that love is built, and it's a very beautiful journey when you learn how to give in and how to understand the person that is with you.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
How long have you been attending the Love Therapy seminars here in the Rainbow Theatre?
I've been attending for at least, let's say, like 5 years.
Wow, 5 years. So you return to the Love Therapy seminars every week. Why is that?
I understand the importance of taking care of your love life, that it's something that you can't just sit there and wait and a guy will come and just say, oh, hey, how are you? Come, let's date. No, it's something that you need to actively work on. So even when there's moments that, okay, I can't come or I can come, I make sure to be there to be able to hear what's needed for me to work within myself before me getting into a relationship.
What's a tip or something that you've learned from the love therapy that you're still working on, but you've definitely found it challenging?
Patience. Yeah, I would say that's something that I struggle with. So being someone that's patient, because in a relationship, it's someone else's character, someone else's way of thinking. So if you're not patient, it won't work. But that's something that I would say that it's not like something that I need to actively work on and be better in.
And would you recommend the love therapy to anyone? If someone doesn't come, someone that you know personally, who would you recommend it to? If you would, and why?
I would recommend the love therapy to everybody, even if you may think to yourself that, oh, I'm not going to be in a relationship, it's far away down the line, because you can be able to heal yourself from maybe traumas, things that you go through, and even just to be able to hear, okay, this is how to love intelligently in itself is something that can help you.
That wraps up the Love Talk Show. Till tomorrow.